Welcome back to the Colorado Springs Business Podcast. My name is Andrew Hasley, and I'm the host of the show. On today's episode, we have on Andrea Palten, who teaches marketing to people who really want to get a better understanding of marketing and how to improve their sales, leads, gens, and all that stuff. So we're going to get into that episode right after a word from our sponsors. This episode is sponsored by Red Oak Exteriors. You can check out Red Oak Exteriors on anywhere on social media at Red Oak Exteriors and redoakexteriors.com. So check them out. They do exteriors, they do solar, roofing, windows, and siding. So if that's something you need right now, definitely hit up Red Oak Exteriors. They really do a good job at what they do and really understand how to package all of that into one thing so you don't have to go to this person, that person, this person, and just get it all in one package if you need all of that. And if you just need new roofing, but you have solar on your roof, you don't have to hire another person to take those solar panels off. They know what they're doing and they know how to do that. So they can do that. So check out Red Oak Exteriors at redoakexteriors.com. And our next sponsor is Stehlik Service and Tire. Stehlik Service and Tire is a 5-star rated, family-owned and operated Goodyear. Check their reviews and you will see why they are special. Sure, they fix your car and get you the tires you need, but that isn't what people are talking about. It's about the people. They treat people with kindness, respect, and compassion while providing a needed service at a fair price. They offer full automotive repair and can get any kind of tires you need. They also offer a synthetic blend oil change at an everyday price of $16.95. That's insane, guys. Check them out at 2410 North Powers Boulevard or online at stehlikservice.com. All right, so now we're gonna get into the interview I did with Andrea Palten. I think it was a pretty good interview, had a lot of fun, and let's go. This is a weekly show where I interview business owners and entrepreneurs from Colorado Springs, in Colorado Springs, doing things in the community of Colorado Springs. Okay, so this is the Colorado Springs Business Podcast. I'm here with Andrea Palten, and we're going to discuss business and her business here in Colorado Springs, what she does, and all that fun stuff. So let the people know what you do, Andrea.
Hey, so I'm Andrea Palten, and I am a marketing coach and a consultant. So in Colorado Springs, I actually do consulting. So I've worked with Remax and some other companies.
Oh, nice.
Where I actually go in the company and I tell them, like, okay, what's your marketing strategy? What's working? What's not working? Where are the holes? Where can we fix it? But internationally, I'm a marketing and business coach. And so I actually teach marketing, and I teach them to both marketers that want to get better at marketing, and I teach it to entrepreneurs that are just starting out, like people like you and me that have small businesses that are trying to get this awesome online presence and make money through online marketing.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So you say internationally. So that's exciting. Like you're talking to people from different countries.
Yes.
How does that look like? Like, because I know a lot of different countries have different cultures when it comes to marketing.
Yes.
Like I was talking to this guy who's from France, and he says like the way it is in America is completely different. Like we just want to go fast, we want to get our messages out, but like in like France, he says that you have to sit down and talk, and well, he says that you have to like really put a lot of time into it. It's not rushed. And we rush the networking out here is what he says.
Oh, yeah, totally. So my students that are coming to me from marketing coaching, they want to sell to Americans. So they usually understand already the way that everything is, and it's faster. And I'm actually originally from Germany.
Yeah.
So, I'm a German citizen, I'm an immigrant. And so I can talk to people from most of Europe.
Yeah.
So to be fair, not other countries as well. So I have a German student, and I have a student from Hungary, so it's from all mostly European countries.
So you speak German?
Oh, natürlich spreche ich Deutsch.
Oh, shoot!
I'm from Germany.
Yeah, I figured so. Yeah. Which is crazy because I've noticed with Germans a lot. Some of them have accents, but there's a lot of people who are from Germany who you can't even tell. I can't hear no accent with you right now. Like, it's insane.
So if I have a glass of beer, the accent comes out. And actually, I went to CU Boulder, so University of Colorado at Boulder, and I went to school for journalism. And because of my accent, they sent me to speech therapy to get rid of it.
Oh, wow.
Because I wanted to be an anchor. I wanted to be on TV.
Yeah.
I'm on TV now. I wanted to be on TV. And so they said, you know what? You're going to have to just get rid of the accent. You don't have to get rid of it altogether, but we need to be able to understand you if you're on TV.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I did speech therapy classes. So I still have it, though. Some people hear it, some people don't. But it's not strong.
It's subtly sometimes, but not too often, no.
Yeah, people think I'm from the East Coast a lot.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Yeah, they're like, are you from Boston? And I'm like, no, further east. Go over the ocean.
It doesn't sound like a German. It doesn't sound like a German accent. It sounds like an East Coast accent because the East Coast accent kind of has. There's something you do. I don't know what
vowels.
It is. The vowels, and
yeah. Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Cool.
So I do a lot of Facebook Lives for my own marketing, and I teach that too. It's so funny. Sometimes when I have Facebook Lives on, people will actually say like, ask if I'm drunk, because apparently somehow the way my accent comes out, it sounds like I'm drunk and I'm slurring my speech.
I can hear that.
And I'm like, no, I'm not drunk. It's my second language.
Yeah.
So yeah,
which is pretty cool. So what brought you out here to Colorado Springs?
Yeah, so I moved from Germany, and then I went to CU Boulder, lived and worked in Denver, and then my father passed away, and it was very sudden. Like, he wasn't sick, nothing, so we were not ready for it. It was a very sudden, bad, brutal death, and so my mom lives here, and my brother actually lives here too, and my mom, it's very old school German. Okay. So she's never worked. She's never written a check. She's never even gotten gas. Like, nothing. Yeah. What? My dad did everything.
Old school German means that the
homemaker.
Woman,
she took care of the kids and she cooked.
Okay.
That's it. And so with my dad being gone and doing everything from finances to everything, I knew that she needed help. And at the time, I was working remotely. I was still in corporate America. And I decided, I'm like, you know what? My husband works from home. I can work from home. Let's just move out here and help her out. Yeah. Yeah. So we moved out here 3 years ago. The first year we lived with her. That was hard.
And she lives in the Springs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we.
What has she been doing? Have you guys just been taking care of her remotely, or like if she doesn't do any like?
Oh, I taught her everything.
Okay.
So she never even went on a computer.
Okay.
Guess what? She has a computer. She has an iPad. She watches Hulu and Netflix on it.
Okay.
And she has an iPhone, and she now knows how to text, and she'll like send me crazy photos, and she even does emojis now.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah, so you went from this anti-tech person to becoming a total tech person because she had to.
Okay. Cool.
You know?
And so that's what brought you out in the Springs. What got you into the marketing stuff?
Yeah. So, like I said earlier, I was in journalism, right? And I worked for CNN for the Columbine shooting. So that was like one of the very first really bad school shootings, right, in Colorado. And it was
in the nation.
Yeah. It was awful working for it. So I had to interview people of the deceased, and I remember interviewing the uncle of Lauren Townsend, and I interviewed the uncle, and he was crying, and I wanted to hug him, and the producer told me I can't like help him, and I should make him cry because that's better TV. And yeah.
I try not to cuss on this podcast, but it's my natural state.
I'm okay with that.
That's messed up, dude.
It was so messed up. And I'm a very emotional person. I'm a little bit of an empath. So for when somebody else feels, I feel for them immediately. So I was like, this is the wrong career. What was I thinking? Because I wanted to be on TV.
Yeah.
And that was really the only reason. And so I ended up getting stuck in radio. I hated it. And the company next door was one of the very first internet radio stations called Go Gaga. Okay. And the CEO and I would talk in the kitchen, and his name is Joe Pizzelli. So thank you, Joe, if you're listening. No, he was just in, it was an internet radio station. Like, I'm a lot older than you, so this was the first one when people actually listened to music on the radio online. Oh, yeah, so online. That was like a big deal. And so we were in the kitchen together, and I told him that I hated my job, and he's like, "Be a marketer for me." And so Joe Pizzillo, thank you. He took me under his wing and I became a marketer. And then I started as a little tiny marketing coordinator, putting stickers on cars, and moved my way all the way up to an executive. And so I was the chief marketing officer at the end in corporate.
What year was this?
3 years ago.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. And so I moved all the way up, and I really love marketing. But I wanted a new challenge, and I wanted to do something for myself and for other people. Okay. And so I couldn't figure out what that is. And so I ended up teaching for a school called General Assembly, and I taught digital marketing. Okay. And I fell in love with teaching.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I loved helping people. I loved seeing my students progress and then get leads and get sales. And I was like, wait a minute, I can help people so much more if I just continue to do this. And that's when I started tinkering with my own business 3 years ago. Okay. And it's really been the way it is now as marketing coach international. Started last year, March. And then the consulting, what I do for only Colorado Springs and Denver, because I like to do it in person. I've been doing that off and on for 10 years. Okay. The consulting. Okay. Yeah, I've always done that on the side when somebody needed me, or nonprofits. I'd help a lot of nonprofits out. They would bake me cookies, and I would help with their marketing. Nice. And that type of stuff.
Okay, so when was the internet radio thing? How long ago was
Are you going to ask me my age? Is that where we're going?
No, I'm trying to figure out what time frame you got.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do my age. So I'm 44, and that was 24. So it was 20 years ago.
And I wasn't going to ask you your age because it's not polite to ask a woman their age.
I'm 44. So that was when I was 24. So it was right out of college. I think it was 23. But, 20 years ago. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. So that's when you really got into marketing, about 20 years ago.
Yeah, and I had to teach everything on myself.
Yeah, no Google?
We had Google, but it wasn't very good.
Yeah.
So, but
I forget we're in 2020. Yeah. Gosh, the time's flying.
So back when we had pigeons, and just lynda.com was around. They're still around.
Yeah, they are.
I actually did some lessons on Lynda, and then a lot of it was trial and error. Just doing things. Sure. I'm like, okay, this person's doing email marketing. They're doing it this way. Let me try that. Does that work? And then I would just learn, and it was something that just came natural to me. Yeah, I just picked it up.
How long were you working for that person, doing the marketing stuff?
Yeah, so I was at my first job. I was probably only a year. Okay. And then I think they got bought out. And then I ended up actually going from company to company, and that's how I got bigger and bigger. So my first company I was a coordinator. Then my next job I looked for a manager job, and the next job I looked for a director job, and then the next one I looked for a vice president job, and then so I kept going up higher.
Of marketing.
And I worked for some of the bigger companies, American Humane Association. Nice. They're the nonprofit that at the end of the movie, when it says no animals were harmed in the making of this movie, that's who I worked for. Super awesome. Helping animals and children. Actually, they help children too. And then I worked for...
Well, children are animals.
my animals are my children for sure. And then I worked for Archstone Smith, which was a REIT, a real estate investment trust. I worked for Trey Laura. That's a big Denver real estate company. Big Chill was my last job, and they're really cool, 1940s appliances. So they have them in beach blue and pink lemonade and buttercup yellow.
But they're new appliances.
They're new appliances that look old.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so a lot of hipsters would like that, and then a lot of people that really like the 40s that are older like that.
One of those dial phones.
Those were cool.
The rotary
phones. Yeah. Oh, I know. I had one.
Nice.
I had a pink one. Okay. No, and a see-through one. That was my favorite. You could see everything inside. Yeah, and so I worked for so many different companies. I worked for agencies, and so I think that's part of the reason I think I'm a good teacher, a marketing teacher, and a coach, and a consultant. It's because I've been in so many industries. So I know what it's like to go after business to customer, business to business, or to go. Right now, I'm working with mostly small entrepreneurs, solopreneurs that work on their own. But I can work with huge companies too.
Yeah, because you have that experience that you develop. Yeah. And so, what made you make the decision to go solo yourself? To not be connected to a company?
God, honestly, it took me a long time. So I'm very envious of you that you made that decision like early on in your life.
Okay. Yeah. It still feels late to me, but yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah. But also your generation is really good at like
one of my second interviews on here was with Frank Sinclair. You know him.
Yeah.
And he said he started when he was like 60 something, and I was like, I started when I was late too. I was 27.
Oh my god.
And so if you think you're behind, there's always you're never too late.
Yeah. No, you're never too late. Mm-hmm. I mean, I have a big network of people that are entrepreneurs, and like there's one woman, I think the oldest, she's 75, and she teaches how to train your dog. She used to have a dog training and a dog sitting company, and now she teaches people how to do that. And so she has courses and stuff. Yeah,
courses. Yeah,
and she's in her 70s.
I know someone who has a course who teaches people how to teach people.
Oh yeah,
to train dogs.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, actually, I have a course for marketing consultants that I teach them how they can teach marketing too. So like, there's a lot of like teach to teach kind of
it's pretty cool.
Courses out there, and that's the thing. That's what's nice is you know, like you don't have to go pay $50,000 to get a master's or $20,000 to get a bachelor's degree.
Go $100,000 in debt.
Oh, I had so much debt. Yeah. I paid off my debt in my late 30s.
Yeah.
I mean,
my mom's still paying off her debt, and she's in her 50s.
Yeah. It's crazy. And you know what? I'm doing nothing that I learned in school.
And she ain't either.
Yeah. My husband, he's a developer, so that means he's a coder, makes well into the six figures, and never finished college. Don't need it. You don't need it nowadays. And that's why I became a course creator. I have a membership and I have courses. That's how I teach people. And I do it because I don't want people to waste their money and spend so much money and then they get this degree. And to be honest, like I just taught a marketing woman that finished her master's and she was 10 weeks with me, and she said she learned more in the 10 weeks that she learned in her entire master's because I was teaching her stuff that she can use right now. And in the master's they teach you the theory and you know who came up with marketing and who made this graph, and it's like nobody cares. How do you use Facebook? How do you do advertising? How do you know
that's what really matters.
What's a sales funnel?
And that's the results, and that's kind of with my business too. Like, yes, having the skills to make pretty videos is important. But the most important part is the results. And I think that's kind of what helps separate me apart from my competitors, at least.
Because you tell a story. Because you're not just going out there and like, hey, I just want to, you know, like somebody asks you to shoot something and then you shoot it. No, you ask them questions. What are the results you're looking for? And then you help out. You know, like when we were first talking about my video business card, you know, I told you about the hiking and I told you about my dog, and you're like, well, we need to shoot you hiking with your dog. And I was like, oh yeah, because I just shoot everything in my office, and so everything looks the same. It's the same picture everywhere, and I hadn't thought about that.
Like you're a person. You're not.
I'm not a robot in my office.
Exactly. And people like that, and and the people that don't like that are probably people that wouldn't be a good fit for you anyways. So that kind of helps weed out those kind of people too, as well.
Totally.
And that and what I do goes a lot with marketing, and it
is marketing.
It is. It's 100% branding and marketing. And I love marketing myself. Like I kind of fell into like that like a few years ago, just like really figuring that stuff out. I really think it was this guy named Gary Vaynerchuk who really got me into that, like because that's what he does is a bunch of marketing, and like his energy just aligns so much with my energy.
Do you cuss as much as him?
Yes. Yes, I do.
I love him. I saw him in person once.
Really?
He was in Denver. There was a bunch of other people there, so he was only up there for like 40 minutes maybe. I just love him. There's an energy about him. Like every time I'm like a little bit tired or I need to like get one more wind, maybe I have a call with a client or with a student, I put him on and I just listen to him, and he's yelling at me and he's like, do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I do it.
And what's crazy with him is he provides a lot of his strategy. Just for free. He just gives it out.
Oh, totally.
Because his philosophy behind that is that, and I'm sure you experienced this with some of your clients, which it may be a lower percentage because these people are actually investing and they actually want to do stuff. But most people who hear the stuff that he speaks about, they act on it not at all. Like 90% of the people don't do anything about it. And I'm sure you have some of the people who are paying you and still don't do the work.
So as a course creator, this is a number that we all cringe. They say that courses get taken, only 15% of courses get finished. 15.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So if you have like 10 modules, that means they watched like the first module, which is usually like a welcome and like a setup. So they never even went through it.
And even the people that do go through it, it's like the results that they're I forgot where I was going with that. I hate it when I'm thinking and then I lose my track. But
yeah, but they don't get results because they're not doing it. Yeah, and so that's how I started with courses, and I just started a membership. It's brand new. It's a monthly membership, and the whole point of that is so I don't lose the people in the courses that are just not doing it. I want to help people because that's the whole point. I'm doing it. I want to help people. I want to help people, and so I do marketing training and business coaching. And the business coaching is a little different. It's like, why didn't you show up last week? What did you get done? What are your action plans? So I'm helping them, and I'm helping them with accountability and with goal setting. And I think that was missing before because most marketers, they just teach. Yeah. And
coaching is a big key on it.
You need that mindset.
It makes me think of like how many people buy exercise DVDs or watch exercise courses, take exercise courses to get abs or whatever, and what's the percentage of people that actually get abs?
Yeah.
I don't know, but and it is a bummer, it's like how do you get the people to actually take action? And I think the coaching piece is what can help with that, at least a little bit.
Yeah, and I think with having a membership, another thing that's nice is like the people that are going to stay are the people that are working. The people that are not going to stay are the ones that are not working at it. So it's self-select. Nobody loses their money. I don't lose my mind because I'm trying to teach someone that's not interested, because if they're just, I don't have the time, they're going to leave. And so it makes it just so much easier for everybody, and it's going to get results because people that are going to be in there are going to be like the workers, and they're the ones that are like, I want this, and they listen to the Gary V's and they listen to stuff like that. That's something that I'm really excited about, because I think just getting more results and seeing people do awesome crap is what I really enjoy. I have a student that she just finished my second time with me, and she started her own business as a social media consultant, and she's landed 2 big clients, and she's just really kicking butt. And she's really kicking butt, and that's what I like to see, because it makes me feel good too. It's like, oh, I did something good. So the results of my students is really important to me. Yeah. So
most of your students are virtually based?
Yes. Okay. So the only time I do anything is in Colorado Springs, because I live here, and I want to help my Colorado Springs people out. So I volunteer at SCORE, and SCORE is for small business owners like us, and they have teachings. So I do a digital marketing strategy class, and I do a Facebook and Instagram class. And then when people hire me, we do it online. So we have we see each other. We have Zoom calls, so it's over the computer, and there's lots of interaction. So it's almost like being in person, but there's lots of interaction. So it doesn't feel like like you're just talking to a computer screen. But it's all online. You get a course that's recorded, and then you get me live, and we chat and we talk and we look at your stuff, and we try to get your business grooving.
For sure. Yeah. So what do you think has been some of your biggest struggles?
My biggest struggles.
I don't like struggle. Challenge.
My biggest learnings.
Yes. What is big some of your challenges in doing this coaching and marketing stuff? So I feel like starting a business in my mind was a lot easier. Don't know.
I was like, I've been doing this for 20 years. I'm an executive. I'm going to be a millionaire by 6 months later. No, I'm not a millionaire. So that's been really hard. So I teach marketing. I'm really good at marketing. So I have tons and tons of leads, but I never had to sell, because at companies, I had sales staff. So I would get the leads, I would hand it over to sales, and sales would sell. And now all of a sudden I have to sell, and I like getting the leads, because the leads is all about the transformation and why this is so cool, and why you're going to like this and make something sexy sounding. And then there are people like, oh yeah, that's awesome. But then they get on the call and say, hey, you need to buy this course, or you're the perfect fit for this membership. You should invest $35 a month. That's really hard for me. I don't like to ask people for money. And that's not part of marketing. That's part of sales. And so that's been the hardest thing for me. Big learnings. And I love taking courses myself, and so I've been in a course for the last year learning how to sell.
Nice.
And I've gotten really good at it now. Now I don't feel uncomfortable anymore.
You've overcome that a little bit.
Yeah, I've overcome it. I still don't like it. It's not my favorite part.
Yeah.
But I can easily get on a call with somebody or tell somebody like, hey, this is why this is worth your investment. Because
logically show them.
Yes.
Draw the points, and then also determine if they are the right person, right? The right fit. That gets thrown around so much. And I've heard it a lot, at least.
Yeah.
Are you the right fit?
And I don't want anybody to waste their money. It's not good for them. It's not good for me. It's a struggle all the way around. So it needs to be somebody that's actually interested in doing the work.
And that's what the right fit means.
Yeah.
Is you don't want to waste their time, and you don't want them to waste your time. So.
Yeah. And so that's been something that's nice. And then honestly, I have testimonials, which is people leaving me either video reviews or written reviews, and I just let them talk for me. So I'm kind of doing like a little easier sales where I'm like, look at what they said.
but that's what videos can do that.
Totally.
And that's kind of why I do my reaction videos.
Yes, I love those reaction videos. Yeah. There's a guy that cried on one of them. I was like, oh, look at that. I think I would cry. So so we still have to finish mine.
Yes, we do.
I'm dragging my feet. It's been too busy. So because we did the first part, but the second part.
We can even do
what if I cry in the reaction?
Did just a little bit of pieces.
Okay.
And I have to talk to Jasper to get that footage, actually.
Okay.
Jasper, let me get that footage.
Yeah, Jasper. Hi, Jasper. I wonder if I'm going to cry in the reaction video.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know. I'm probably going to have a big, like, shit-eating grin, probably.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think for some of the things we were talking about, it might make you cry a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I do remember some of the things we were touching on. Like, not everything goes in, like, the final edit doesn't, some things that I wanted to go under just don't make sense.
Yeah.
So I had to make the executive decision to take that out, and I'm like, this is so good though, but it doesn't make sense, so I gotta take it.
Yeah.
And I've had to do that a few times. And then that's kind of what I do too. I mean, we watch movies and there's so many deleted scenes, and we don't have to worry about those.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So let me ask you a question. So for you to go through all that footage, so you're taking footage of, like, for example, for me, hiking, and then we're going to do more footage, and then we're going to do an interview, you're going to have hours and hours and hours of footage. Like, that has to take you...
Well, not hours and hours, they're not.
Really?
If you get good at it, you won't have hours and hours.
Oh, good. Good.
Like, the interview is probably only like 20 to 30 minutes. That's typically how it is.
Oh, okay.
But it does get cut down to 2 to 3 minutes. And
so how do you choose? Like, I think that would be really hard for me if I were you. Yeah. How do you choose what's the right 2-3 minutes?
It's interesting how it works out. I don't know.
You just know immediately?
I don't know immediately. It's a process. It takes at least an hour minimum to cut something down to that, and that's just like a rough edit. I mean, after an hour, and it's just a lot of things during the interview is just like, there's dialogue in between us, so all of my dialogue gets cut out, so that cuts the 20 minutes down to 10 minutes or 15 minutes or something like that, because you're the one talking most of the time. So usually it's only like cuts it down like 5 minutes. Yeah. But then there's just a lot of times, the reason why it's 20 to 30 minutes, because usually it ends up being 20 to 30 minutes, is because people want to say it the right way. There's usually multiple takes, and I say multiple takes, but the camera's rolling the entire time. Yeah. But there's usually there's do-overs of certain questions that are being asked, and I don't know how it works, but it works.
It works really well. I love what you're doing. I think it's needed, because I think people, I don't know, like the concept of a business video card. I think a lot of people don't know what that is.
For sure. And that's just the title too. Like, you can call it whatever you want to call it, but it's and there's certain videos out there that are like talking head videos, and like I think there's a better name for it.
Direct to camera.
Where it's like an interview. It's similar to what the video business card is. It's basically the video business card, but it doesn't have the structure the way that I structure it, with the logical, emotional call to action.
Yeah.
And it's structured in a way that's kind of formulaic. Yeah. But it
works. It's a good formula.
It's tailored to each person. Each person's is different. Yeah. And it's crazy how separate they can be from each other. Yeah. But with the same structure, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah. And video is so big. I mean, that's why I teach my students. I'm like, you gotta do video marketing. I'm on video, I would say like 3 times a week, but it's not like that. It's more me training. So it's live teaching.
That's important too.
Yeah.
There's multiple styles, video, and what's cool is like I get to talk about what I do when I'm interviewing you because it has to do with marketing.
Yeah, I know.
So
I know. I mean, it's a must. There's so many people that shy away from video, and since I get a lot of solopreneurs, I would say most of my entrepreneurs are female. They're usually around like 30s, 40s, sometimes 50s, and they just don't want to be on camera. And I hate to say it, but if you're going to play online, you're going to have to do Facebook Lives or Instagram Lives.
Online world. It's not even if you were going to play online, because if you don't, your business is going to suffer. Yeah. Because the whole thing is like what we do say in marketing is like you have to establish a know, like, and trust factor, right? So they get to know you by maybe a blog that you're writing or you're out there, you're networking. Everyone that is doing it on the internet is going to succeed past you if you're not doing it. It's insane. Yeah.
Exactly. And so once they know you, they can't like you or trust you until they see you. And so if you're not doing stuff in person, if you have an online business, they got to see you. That's why, back in the day, the CEOs, you wouldn't even know the names of people. Now the CEOs are front and center. I mean, Elon Musk is always out there.
He's really good at personal branding, though. Like, he's been slowly systematic because he has big plans. And he's been slowly systematically even putting himself in culture. Like, he's been on the Big Bang Theory.
And he gets in trouble.
And
which I like about him.
He smoked weed on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Oh, that's hilarious. I didn't know that.
Yeah. His stock went down for that day, but then it went back up 2 days later.
Yeah.
It went more, actually, because he got all that press. So
I'm sure.
People were like, his stock's going down. And it's like, he's playing a long game, not a short game.
Yeah, he really is. He really is. Yeah, but the thing is, back in the day, we didn't know about the people behind the companies and behind the brands. And now we do. And that means you cannot hide. You just can't.
Well, people are sick of these faceless corporations.
Totally. Don't trust them. No, like, and trust. That's the trust is completely missing. Yeah, because we used to be, back in the day, people were really blind and they just believed like if Chrysler is the best car, and they're like, oh, Chrysler is the best car, I buy it. And now we're like, no, it's not. Like, we're questioning things, so social proof. I always tell my students, get video testimonials, not just written ones. Because if you have video testimonials, you basically have 2. You have the video, and then you can transcribe it, and then you have written one. So I always say, like, get video testimonials, do as much video as you can. Yeah.
And
super important for marketing.
I 100% agree with that.
I'm sure you do.
But so I'd like to talk about, I guess, that struggle going back to that challenge. Not struggle, because I don't like that word.
The learnings. I learned how to sell,
Yeah, so you knew that that's what you needed to work on, and you took the necessary steps to get better at it.
Yes.
What do you think was some of the things you learned in that really helped you get better at sales?
Yeah, I think for me, the big thing was the value proposition, which you do that in marketing too, but it's just a little bit different in sales, where you just speak on the value and then you speak on the transformation of the person. Like, listen, you take a class with me, therefore you will get more leads. That's why you'll get more online sales, or whatever the outcome is. And that whole transformational part is so important. And then the other thing is, it was a coaching thing. Like, it's about my worth, right? I have one course that's pretty pricey. It's $1,000, and I had a hard time saying it's $1,000. And so I had to be like, well, what's my worth? Like, what am I giving? Is it really worth $1,000?
And it's also like, who are you targeting?
Yeah.
Like, for if you're talking businesses and entrepreneurs who want to grow, $4,000 would be worth it, because of the ROI and showing that. And it's interesting because I struggle with the same thing, because the videos that I make can bring a really powerful ROI. And they cost 30 minutes.
So then the other thing I think for me was, I had to, my coach told me, like, well, what is this course worth? And so I had to really sit there and think, like, okay, I have recordings, I have worksheets, I have myself, I have my experience, I'm putting in this many hours. And then by the time I did the math, because he asked me to do the math, it was worth like $5,700. And I was like, oh, wait a minute, it's cheap at $997.
It is,
and then it made me be able to sell it better.
More confident, yeah.
Because then I was like, wait a minute, you're getting a bargain, you know?
For sure.
Yeah. And so I think that's the kind of stuff that I had to learn.
In your product.
I believed in the product, but I didn't, like, to me, I never...
Believing in, knowing the value of it, I guess.
Yeah, that's totally it. I never really knew what the price point should be, you know? And so I was like, I'm going to price myself, basically. And then that's the next thing. I was like, well, do you want to be the Walmart of your business? Which is fine.
Yeah.
That's good. Some people do really well at being the Walmart. Or do you want to be the, you know, the Saks Fifth Avenue? Or do you want to be somewhere in the middle? And I definitely want to be somewhere in the middle, because I don't want to price myself out to the people I want to help. Because I want to help solopreneurs and new business owners, and let's face it, they don't have the money.
That's true.
So I don't want to price them out of...
And they need it more than anything else.
I know. They need that extra help. So that was important to me.
That's cool.
But yeah, so I had to learn about like the self-coaching, how to sell, and then also like what's my worth, and that it's okay for me to ask for money, because I just like to help. So I like to give everything away for free, which obviously you can't do if you have a business.
Yeah, exactly. It's not profitable.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
Yeah.
Cool. I had another question while I was thinking.
Yeah.
Or what? While before I asked that question, I had another question I wanted to ask. But okay, yeah, I remembered it. Okay.
Yes.
What marketing?
Yes.
This is a business podcast. A lot of business owners are watching this.
Yes.
What's some advice you have for some people when it comes to their marketing?
You have to take action. Most of the people, they're like, oh, should I do this? Should I do that? Just do it. Yeah. And so I always have this thing where I give steps, right? I always give my entrepreneurs a roadmap. First, figure out who you're selling to. Like, who are you trying to get to? Who's your target audience? Then what is your offer? And does that offer align with that target audience's pain points? Yeah. Once you've established that, then you need to find a home. Is your home your website? Is your home an Etsy store? Is your home the store, like a brick and mortar? Because you need to drive traffic. You need to drive people to this home. And then once you have the home, that's when you can drive traffic. And, you know, a lot of marketers they'll teach you, like, you have to be on YouTube, you have to be on Facebook, you have to be on Instagram, you have to be on LinkedIn, you have to be on TikTok, you have to do email marketing. I think that's total bullshit, especially for solopreneurs. We don't have the time. Yeah. So there's 3 things you need to look at. Where does your audience hang out? Yeah. Out of those places, what are you good at and what do you like to do? So, for example, I'm good at Facebook and at Instagram, but I only like Instagram. Yeah. So guess what? I'm spending most of my time on Instagram. That's just what I like to do. And so I tell I think I almost give my entrepreneurs the permission to not be everywhere, and just hone in on your target audience, hone in on your messaging, hone in on like 1 or 2 platforms, and then hit them hard. Go. And then the next thing is, if you want to get leads fast, you have to do advertising. Advertising costs money. So if you want to get leads fast, spend some dollars. And right now, Facebook and Instagram advertising is the cheapest it'll ever be. Yes. You can do $5 a day ads. Do it. Just do it. I mean, really test it. It might be right for you, because this is the only time you will ever be able to get something that's cheap. It will never be cheap again. So I do urge my folks. And then the last thing is what we already talked about is video marketing. Get out there, do Facebook Lives, hire people like you, go out there and show your face on Instagram stories or Instagram TV. LinkedIn just rolled out their live components. You can go live on LinkedIn. So just be out there, show yourself, and it has to be on a regular basis. Yeah. Like,
I'm not a regular basis on every platform, but I'm a regular basis as a whole. Yeah. And I am on all of the platforms because I love it. Yeah. But, and what's interesting is even Snapchat. It's something you didn't mention there for a second. Yeah. But in Snapchat's hard to kind of break through because there's no search function. Yeah. There's no anything. It's only people who are in your realm. Yeah. Fully committed to you. And that was just a notification from my doggo.
Is it still recording?
Yes, it's still recording. And I forgot where I was going.
Snapchat. It's hard to break into.
It's hard to because it's people that are coming towards you. But the beautiful thing about it is it's highly curated people. Yes. These are people that are coming from other platforms and that actually took the time to put your...
Yeah, they're your warm audience. They're ready to buy.
And one of the biggest deals that I've closed had come from me just starting to get active on Snapchat again.
That's awesome.
Someone that I knew, like, from a while ago that I forgot was on my Snapchat. And on my Snapchat, I am like, I'm pretty authentic on every platform. Like I'm me on every platform, but on Snapchat, there's like 0 filters.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was just funny because the platform that I have like no filters on turned into a really lucrative deal for me.
Yeah.
And so
that's
it's just
really awesome.
It's just interesting, and I've had the potential those come from Instagram.
Yeah.
I've had potential those come from LinkedIn. And what's the other one? Instagram.
Yeah.
Did I say Instagram already?
Instagram is where I get most of my people.
See, and I struggle with really growing on Instagram. It's only because I don't do it.
Yeah.
You know, if I did it more, then I wouldn't. And I don't really struggle. I just choose to focus more on Facebook. I love Facebook. I think Facebook's the best of all of them.
Yeah.
And that's just my opinion right now.
Yeah. Well, Facebook has everything because Facebook, you have your page, which is really hard to show in feeds. So that's a minus on Facebook. But the Facebook groups is really good. If you can grow a group, because that gets shown so much higher because the algorithm changed last year when Mark Zuckerberg announced that he's going to give you more props on Facebook groups versus Facebook pages.
Yes.
So having a Facebook group is really good. The thing is, what I struggle with is time. And so Facebook groups does take a lot more time. I think you get more bang for your buck on it.
Sure.
But for my time, I'd rather do Facebook Lives and then serve up ads for all the people that watch my Facebook Lives, because those are like your Snapchat. They're my warm audience. They're already ready to buy because they already know me, like me, and trust me.
Yeah.
And so that's been like the best for me personally. But yeah, I've taught everything. Snapchat has been interesting because, you think of Snapchat as young people, right? But General Electric is on there. Target is on there, and they're making it work, and they're selling to
Did you know that Snapchat even has
different groups.
Has Snapchat originals, like Netflix originals?
No, I didn't know that. Yeah, I'm not working on that for myself.
I've recently got back on it recently, and I said that twice, redundancy. But they have this page where it's got like, a bunch of like Cosmo and all these magazines have their own like little channels. They basically have their own, basically like a YouTube channel, but they're dedicated to this one page, and you can scroll through it, and I've seen some Snapchat originals, and they're like highly produced vertical videos. Yeah. And I think I love vertical videos because you can get creative with it. Oh, yeah. And I think it's a really cool format as a filmmaker. Yeah. As a creative, it's cool. But that has nothing to do with marketing, but...
No, it does. I mean, it totally does, right?
Yeah.
One of the things that I a lot of times tell my students, too, is like when you have somebody do a video testimonial, actually do it vertical, because then you can use it in every single way easy without having to edit it. Yeah. So that's always nice. Yeah, I think for me, the thing that... is important to know is, people are complaining like, oh, I don't like Facebook, or I don't want to learn Instagram. And it's like, this is for free. Yeah. When I started in marketing, nothing was for free. You had to pay for a park bench to get your picture on it. You had to go pay for a television commercial, a radio commercial. Everything costs a lot of money. Yeah. We used to do postcard mailings and stuff like that. Super expensive. All this stuff is for free. Why not learn it and say, thank you, Mark Zuckerberg. Thank you, LinkedIn. Thank you for giving me these free opportunities to market myself.
Hulu has basically turned a traditional TV commercial, and you can get on Hulu like pretty easily, and like as a local business. Yeah. And like it sends local ads to people that are locally. Yeah. And it's interesting.
I did a commercial on Hulu for one of the nonprofits I worked on. Okay, nice. I worked at. And gosh, I don't remember if we got it for free or if they gave us like this really crazy discount. I think we got it for free. This was a long time ago. But they would totally hook up nonprofits.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And Hulu definitely was trying to grow at that point, too. So.
Oh, yeah.
So giving those free things really helps them build that equity, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah. And everybody loves nonprofits. Or they should. Yeah.
I was thinking about doing some community stuff for free. Like teaching people who have kids that aspire to be YouTubers, teaching them like basic camera stuff. And I'm thinking about doing that, but I have to put that together first.
Yeah. You totally should.
Yeah, I think that'd be really awesome.
Yeah, I love volunteering. Right now I'm only volunteering at SCORE, and then there's this other place in Denver that I help out. And I think it's so good to like. I still do marketing, and I still market myself in a way too, because I'll take pictures of me being there and I'll post it on Instagram. But it's just, I don't know, I just love giving back. So I think it's so important. I think all business owners and even small entrepreneurs should find a way to give back for free.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I guess we're about to wrap this up.
Yes.
Is there anything you'd like to say? Any parting words?
Any parting words? Well, first, they should hire you for the video business card because you kick butt. And then if you guys are interested in marketing consulting, which I only do in Colorado Springs, hit me up at andreapalten.com. And then if you're interested in training and learning, I actually also have a podcast. It's called Marketing Guide to Grow Your Business. And I do free trainings every week on marketing tactics.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Where can people find you?
So my website is andreapalten.com. And then Instagram is Andrea Palten Coach.
Okay.
All one word.
Cool.
Yes.
Well, I guess this wraps it up for this episode of the Colorado Springs Business Podcast.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Yes, thanks for coming on. All right, that's all for the Colorado Springs Business Podcast. Make sure that you subscribe on whatever platform or like or follow on whatever platform you watch or listen to this on. We are on Google Podcast, Stitcher Audio, Apple Podcast, and anywhere that you can find podcasts at. Also, just another ask, if you could rate this show and help get those rankings up for us, that would be awesome. So I will see you guys on next week's episode of the Colorado Springs Business Podcast.